Hello and welcome. Today's exciting episode, beads. I'm sort of starting to organize my beads. Anyway, I'll show you some of my bead collection.
It's perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Perfect jacket.
So last episode was a sewing vlog. Actually, I'd spent pretty much the whole day beading the last arm on the Egyptian tweed jacket, that gold shining thing in the corner there. And it took pretty much all day to do all my sewing time to bead that last sleeve. And so then after that, I just spent 20 minutes doing shooting stuff for a sewing vlog. And then after I did that, I had a coffee and I set out all these white flowers. And I was like, oh, I'll film this too. So yes, this morning I had just stuff everywhere. So I finally packed it all away. So I've put the different types of flowers are each in a different bag, and then they've put them all into one bag. So that is going to be a jacket. And I still have all this stuff here, which is just ridiculous. And I was like, I don't actually have the physical room to make a tweed jacket at the moment because, as you know, you've sort of got to lay, like when you're making a jacket, there's a lot of hand finishing, so a lot of hand sewing involved. And you have to sort of spread out the tweed so you can cut it. And then once you've sort of got it to a certain point, you have to stitch all the layers together. And I basically don't have room to make a tweed jacket at the moment. I was like, I can just sort of brush everything aside and make enough room to do a tweed jacket. But I still haven't decided which tweed I want to do next anyway. So then I thought, right, I've got to do something constructive with my sewing time. Must be constructive. So, I decided to just obviously there's a lot of beads in this. This is just supposed to be clear so I can just put anything there that I have to, but it's supposed to be easily cleanable so that at the end of each episode when I do the reveal shots, like if it's a dress, there won't be any mess in the background. So it's supposed to always be empty pretty much. But at the moment there are just dozens and dozens of different types of beads in there. So I was like, okay, while I'm deciding which tweed to do next, or what to do next, in fact, I will sort out my beads. So, I mean, look at this. This is utterly ridiculous. And it's not even all of them. This is just some from the ground and some from the lower shelf of the of that sideboard, and some from the upper drawer of the sideboard, but upper shelf of the sideboard. But really, it's just, those red ones are so beautiful. I used some of them and look how many gold ones I have. I just made that whole Egyptian tweed, and I still have, I actually have a big bag of gold ones. I'll show you in a bit. And I only ended up using half the green bows in that. I think I had 50 or 60 of the green bows, and I only ended up using half of them in that floral jacket. It felt like I was using so many. And I'm probably still going to use up most of the orange round rose ones in it. I think I'll use the green Minnie Mouse bows in that vintage knits. So this is the actual vintage knits one. This is what I mean by vintage knits. It was just the inspiration, why I bought the tweed that I did and why I made it up the way that I did, because I wanted to I can't knit, but I love those sweaters or vintage knits. So I want to bead this so that it essentially looks the same but more complex. So there'll be beige beads on the beige, green beads on the green, and magenta and sort of purpley pink beads on those parts of it. And obviously those tiny faceted oval beads that are sort of pale gold or oatmeal. I guess they look at oatmeal. They're the same. And I've also got some jade beads. And then I also want to do, because I couldn't decide if I wanted to do like a garish ugly sweater sort of thing or a really beautiful classic one. So I've decided I'm going to do two. So this is the classic one and the other lots are for the fun one. But I still have, I've done all that work, so putting all those ones back in their bags over on the bench, but I've still got all these ones under here that need to go back into bags and be sorted out too. So I will spend an hour or two doing that, and then I will be back. I think I'll just put on a movie, so that's an hour and a half, and watch that, and then come back with whatever I've managed to do in that amount of time. Next month is Valentine's Day month, so I was watching some rom-coms. So I watched 13 Going on 30, Jennifer Gardner and Mark Ruffalo. So yeah, trying to get some ideas for jackets to make and dresses. And there's a lot of handbags in there, so I think I'll finally get around to making a handbag. Anyway, so while I was watching that, while I had it on, I also got out more beads and sorted more. So yeah, there's a lot more. I told you there was a whole bag of gold. So yeah, oh my God, this isn't even like, this is just a bit of my bead collection, not all of it. And it's just like, it's a lot neater than it was, because as I was like picking them up, I was like, I'll put some in here, and so I've sorted them out pretty well, in my opinion. Like, they're all just one type of bead per bag sort of thing, and almost everything is in bags now, because I had them in boxes and jars and different types of bags. They're all like sandwich bags, Ziploc bags, so they're all except the shells there. I bought them like, gosh, 5-10 years ago. I can't even remember. I mean, I wouldn't buy shells now if it was a thing, but back then I just thought they were pretty. And yeah, I'm not going to throw them out or anything, but I'll make sure I use them well. So I was thinking of maybe using them on a floral jacket, but I'm not sure. Anyway, and I've got all these other ones. I've got a jar of mixed beads, but I've sorted most of them back into their bags, but I've also got a jar of bead soup, which is just all the leftover ones. So I'll use up the bulk of them first, and then sort of work my way through the bead ones. So I think I just showed you these beads, and they're the leftover from this jacket that I made right at the start of the month, which feels like such a long time ago. Anyway, so I do have lots of beads sorted, and this is me showing you. I think when I made this jacket, I said I was originally going to use some coral ones on it. Well, those are the coral ones. And I think there's also some bits of shell, but you won't, I think they're sort of hidden in the corner. You won't see them until the next lot of footage. And yeah, that's my jar of bead soup. There's a lot of orange in there, because when I was making that orange jacket in October and the start of November, I I just dropped some things. And sometimes I'm just too tired from like doing the whole sewing section, and then after I've done, like, actually made the thing and filmed it, then I have to like edit everything. So sometimes I'm just too tired to sort out the beads, and I just like sweep them away into a container and store them for like a month or two until I finally get around to putting everything away again. Anyway, so after I'd got everything out, well, not everything, but all the unsorted bits back out, I put them up here, and because I've got like a storage container of pale pink, a storage container of bright green, storage container of dark greens, a storage container of hot pinks, storage container of gold, and then one that's one brown and silver. So those seed beads that look gold-ish, yeah, they're going to go in the gold, and I'll put them in a sandwich bag. And yeah, so it doesn't really look like much, but oh my gosh, I am so exhausted. This took me forever. So yes, I just sort of sorted them back into colours, but obviously the ones for the ugly sweater and the vintage knit sweater, those I've kept in their little cluster because I'm going to use them as a group rather than, yeah, so this section here is the vintage knit one. That one is just going to look so pretty. I'll be disappointed if it doesn't look pretty, because I'm so invested in it, and I haven't even started it yet. Oh, there are those square ones. I was going to use them for the Heart of Midlothian jacket, but I'm not going to get around to it, unfortunately, this month. Anyway, and these are these little green leaves. I've actually got two different types of green leaves, but yeah, unfortunately, they're so transparent that you can't really see them when you use them. I do have a few of them in that strawberry jacket that I made earlier this month. But I think when I make this pale pink flower jacket, I think I'll put some green leaves in there, and I think they're absolutely going to sing, because I love pink and green together. It's like one of my favorite combinations. I think, that watermelon look. And these for a jacket I made in December. Yeah. And I just happened to have them out, and the other ones were for the second floral jacket I made this month. So yeah, and over here we've got all the sort of orange and coral and those shells. They actually look quite white, but they've got very peach bits on the edge. I guess it's because they're in a box. I didn't want to take them out because they're quite fragile until you actually stitch them really securely to something. And those are the bows left over from the string theory jacket that I made this month. So yeah, I basically get beads out to use. Then I use half of them or most of them. And then I keep the rest, and I'm supposed to put them back in the orange and apricot container, but I never get around to it. I'm always so exhausted, especially since I've been doing one video a day. I'm just I'll do it another day. Then behind them we have red, and then here we have the black and the smoky black and the grey, sort of silver grey. And this is the dark blue box, and they're going to be in the dark blue box. There's some sequins there, some beautiful glass beads. These are the clear glass ones. Oh, I also have these other ones that look like really, really fancy diamonds. And it just looks so breakfast at Tiffany's when you wind them round like they're a necklace. They're actually just beads on a string. But I was thinking I'm going to have an Audrey Hepburn month later this year. And I thought what I could do is I've got some black tweed. I'll make a black tweed jacket and just clear beads over it. Because when you have a black base, it makes the clear beads look like, big bling diamond type gems. And yeah, I just thought, and in Breakfast at Tiffany's, she wears black and then she tries on the diamonds. And so I thought I would do a black. Oh, and that was me just putting away those ones that I forgot to put away. These are the hand-blown ones. And yeah, so I think the Breakfast at Tiffany's jacket will look really amazing. Because I don't want to put beads on a dress, because you have to dry clean a dress much more often because it's worn against your skin, whereas a jacket you always wear another layer underneath, so you just wash the layers underneath and you air out the jacket, but you don't have to pay for the really, really expensive dry cleaning of a embellished piece, because it's considerably more than standard dry cleaning. So yeah, I tend to only ever embellish jackets because that way I can spend more on other things rather than cleaning, because I just think that would be too boring. Anyway, so the sort of bright fluoro yellow section, which is weird that I have a section, and then the teal and aqua is at the back there. And I was sort of losing the light, so you can't really see them well. I did intend to get out a few of the beads, but it just took me so long to organize these ones. And it's not even all my beads. Now I can put them back in the pink box, the green box, the purple box, and the dark red box. But oh my goodness, I feel like I've been using, maybe I didn't use that many beads last year, but this month I feel like I've used quite a lot of beads. But I mean, if you spend a decade or two collecting something, you're not going to use everything up in 1 year. I mean, it's just not possible, because it takes just so long to secure even one bead, let alone one whole bag of beads. So, but I think I'm making a dent in the collection. I am, because I think I did a KonMari my beads a year or two ago when I started the channel. So at the end of 2021, and I just watched it back to see how it was, and that was 10 storage boxes or 11 boxes, 10 storage boxes plus one big cardboard box of beads. and it's much less than that now. So I'm slowly working my way through them, and I think that's I'm yeah. I'm doing a good job. I'm not a great job. There's still a lot of them, but a reasonable, yeah. It's a good effort. I just listened to that back. It's a ringing endorsement of my abilities to use up my collection. But it's fun using them up because you get to remember, when you bought the tweed, and you get to remember when you bought the silk for the lining, and you get to remember where you bought all the beads in the world, and it's fun for me. Anyway, that's it. Thank you very much for watching, and happy sewing or bead collecting.